Conversations, cocktails, and connections. I'm Amy Hester.
And I am Emily Reeves, and our guest this evening is Emily Allen, owner of our favorite boutique fitness and Pilates studio. She is a fierce but fun instructor that has us laughing while sweating, and Emily has created a wonderful community in her studio, and her passion, tenacity, and energy are enviable. So welcome to Conversations, Cocktails, and Connections, and we want to know what's in your glass tonight.
Ooh, I got some champagne.
Hey.
Nice. Amy Hester, what do you have?
Well, I'm having a beer because my cocktail that I made a minute ago, which was vodka and squirt, which Matt bought squirt and I'd never had it before, but it was so strong. I had to I'm just gonna grab a beer. So I'm going to pour it into a styrofoam cup, which is not very classy, but it will look better than me drinking out of a bottle. So
I like it.
Emily, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a little tequila. So how about cheers, everyone?
Cheers!
Yay! So glad to see your face, Emily Allen.
I am so glad to see you, and I love your hair.
Amy did it for me yesterday. I got it all. I got like this much cut off, it feels like.
Oh my gosh, it's great. I mean, I need to do something. Clearly, I need to get in there, huh? Are you cringing at what's happening here?
No way. Well, I washed mine for the first time in a week today, so I do have clean hair.
It's beautiful.
So, Emily, the studio has officially reopened. How are you feeling?
Good. It's different, but it's good. You know, honestly, people have been really supportive and just, it's so great. Like when people walk in the door and they're so excited to see like their instructor or like, you know, someone who's not even maybe their friend, but someone they recognize from classes. And so they're like, oh, I haven't seen you in so long. I don't know. I kind of enjoy that, that energy. So that's been really cool. I mean, obviously, you know, we're very clean and sanitized and we have our masks and we're trying to be safe, but it's just nice to have some positivity and some connections coming back after kind of a sad little lull.
I've always thought that your studio was always like the cleanest place in the world prior to this. And I can't imagine what you're taking to make it. I mean, because it's always clean.
Next level.
Yeah, I mean,
amazing. I have OCD. It serves me well.
Yeah.
So you've made some changes around the studio kind of in that time of quarantine. I've seen glimpses of it. I haven't been in yet. So what have you done that's different inside?
Yeah, it's actually been really exciting. So before, before the thing, I don't even like to name it. We were very full, which is great. So we were kind of getting to a capacity situation with our back room where we have bar, yoga, sculpt, and bounce. So I had always wanted and planned to expand that room anyway. Well, when we were shut down and there were no classes, it kind of created an opportunity to be able to have that construction and without disrupting the normal business. And it actually just worked out because when we were able to reopen in mid-May, you know, with the guidelines of being, 12-foot spacing, that expansion really just kind of helped and just, really helped us be able to have classes in the back room, because without that expansion, we wouldn't be able to. Hear Chico, he's growling. He's like, stop talking about it.
Well, it's so funny. You and Amy have this in common because you are always doing work at that studio. Like you're always changing things, rearranging things, just constantly doing things. And Amy Hester is always doing that both at her house and at the salon. I don't know how both of you have the energy to do that, but I guess as business owners and having that space, you just really take that ownership of it.
It's so fun. I actually envy Amy. I'm always like, well, what is she doing? Okay, now I need to do something fun. And I think I've literally said that before. I was like, she has so much energy. I'm exhausted, but I don't know. It's kind of fun to like reinvent and just, I mean, there's always room to improve. I mean, you see something, you want to fix it. I mean, I think Amy, you probably agree, like business owner, you see, something where you think you can improve on it. And then you're like, you do it. And once I make my mind up, it happens like 5 minutes later.
Oh my God.
I love that.
I wish that, I feel like whenever things start looking like I can't get it as clean as I want it, it's like, okay, I've got to change something. Like it's going to be like a new change of color, or we're going to rearrange something. So it's like you constantly look at something in your space and you're like, okay, this is starting to look dingy. We've got to do something now before it looks worse. But also I like to rearrange furniture like all the time. So, there's that.
Yeah, it's like the kind of like guessing game of the clients. They'll come in and be like, okay, what's new today?
I love that. I feel like, so during the break, you stepped up your Instagram like crazy. And I loved the energy and the fun, like just making fun of I felt that way about myself. I was like, okay, I'm just going to put myself out there and make fun of myself. I mean, just embarrass myself, no makeup on, with the camera, whatever. But you were cracking me up.
Thanks. I have to be kind of honest. That was a really hard time for me. I was really struggling. And although I'm sure my front and my energy and my little videos were like my little bits of humor to like give into the world, it was really a hard time for me. And so I think that helped me kind of get through it a little bit with just, I love humor. I think that it's just cheerful, just light and cheerful. So I think that was healing for me. And I had so many clients like respond to it and be like, oh my gosh, best thing I saw today. I'm tired of seeing all the negative things. Thank you for just being dumb and stupid. I'm like, oh, that's just me.
That's awesome though, to get that kind of feedback and that engagement on your social media, because you had to work extra hard to kind of keep business top of mind since you didn't have people there. Did you take any time at all to decompress? Like, did you read any books, watch any good TV? Did you do anything with your downtime?
It's so funny. I worked harder during the closing than I've ever worked in my entire life, because it was like the stress of, my teachers who rely on this income. How can I keep them engaged in doing videos? How do I do videos online for people that want to work out at home that have like no equipment and probably no motivation? How can I bring that to them? And just constantly being like, okay, I have to do this, Pretty much I worked more during that time than anything. So I was also getting a little bit jealous of everyone who was like, I reorganized my pantry. And I was like, oh, I want to reorganize it.
I totally feel the same way. Totally. Like when you see people that are enjoying like sitting out on the sun or enjoying that, I mean, I was like, I couldn't concentrate. It was like, I felt like I worked the hardest during that time. And your mind is just racing, like what's about to happen, what's going on, how long is this going to last? It did suck. And then now that it's like you're actually working, it's kind of when is my break? When do I get a break? Because now I'm tired.
I know, it's really nuts, but it was nice. It was almost like reinventing your business every day and saying like, okay, this is something new. Now I need to adjust, or I've got this going on, need to adjust. So I did the opposite. So everyone that got like super organized and fun and did like crafts and got super creative, which I thought was so fun, I did the opposite. So my house became sort of like a homeless squatters looking place. I didn't do laundry for a really long time. So it got a little dicey here, but it kind of just felt good,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
So did you, I personally I have on my favorite shirt from your place.
Oh, I love that shirt. Yeah, it's DIY. Yeah.
I love this shirt so much. And it's so comfortable. And you did a lot of like promoting your clothes on Instagram.
Yes, because I had put those orders in the fall, and then they shipped in spring right when we closed. I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much merchandise. So I'm glad people stepped up and bought.
But that was like everybody was home. So that's the wardrobe that people can wear right now. Everybody's in stretch pants and comfortable like leisure wear and athletic wear. So it's like the perfect time to do that.
Totally. I mean, I'm just wearing a shirt and panties right now. You're not going to know because I'm not going to stand up.
Are you sure there's not a mirror around?
Add another C to this, confessions.
No, I do love, I mean, I can't have a store, but how great would it be to have a athletic leisure wear store?
Amazing. I wouldn't make any money because I would buy everything myself.
Right. I would buy everything from you because that's all I'm in is that right now. And I would, and honestly, sometimes at the salon, I'm kind of way more casual than I would have been prior to all of this because I'm in tennis shoes. So, I mean, it's okay. I like it. I don't mind it, but I do like to wear a wedge just in the summertime and sandals and stuff. So it's kind of breaking my heart a little bit.
So Emily, you're not from Little Rock, right?
I'm not, but I love it here. Love it.
Where are you from and how did you end up in Little Rock?
Oh, so funny. Well, I'm from Memphis, so it's kind of like a cousin, sister, sister wife right next door. So I grew up in Memphis. I went to school in Alabama, met my husband back in Memphis. He was from Nashville. He was in Memphis for med school, and he actually got matched up at UAMS here several years ago. And so decided to move here with him. And I'm really kind of glad that I did. I actually don't tell anybody. I love it here way better than Memphis. It's just really precious here. I like that it's a little bit smaller and people seem to be a little bit more friendly here. And we've got everything you need.
Yeah. So what did you do before you got into the fitness, Pilates, and what did you do before?
Oh my gosh, I was a super corporate nerd. I loved power suits and like spreadsheets. I worked for a lot of different companies. I started out in cheerleading. So I worked for Varsity in Memphis, and I used to design cheerleading uniforms and be a buyer of hair bows and pom-poms.
No.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, right?
See you doing that.
Yeah, it was so much fun. That was a cool job. And then I ended up working after that. I moved over to AutoZone. I worked for AutoZone downtown in Memphis. They're actually headquartered in Memphis. And I worked in merchandising. So I got to merchandise really sexy things like Armor All wipes. Yeah. And like sponges. And then when we moved to Little Rock, I worked for briefly a small period of time in e-commerce at Dillard's doing merchandising. Super fun. Worked at Verizon Wireless headquarters, little mini headquarters here. And then also Windstream. So I pretty much have been in like almost all, I think, like merchandise product categories, except for maybe like healthcare. It's crazy.
So is your major like marketing?
Yeah, merchandising and marketing. So super fun business, love, all that kind of fun jazz.
I can see you doing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good background for owning your own business now. Okay, so we have to address the dogs in the background.
Are they so cute?
They're
Cute
so
little eyes.
Oh, wait.
Like,
Oh,
didn't know there was.
so I have 4 chihuahuas. It started out as 1 and it grew to 2 when we got married. We were like, we should get a second child. And then we went out one time and there was like, a rescue group out in the outdoor shopping mall. And we were like, oh, that would be nice if we should rescue one. Cause they were saying, chihuahuas were like almost one of the number 1 or number 2 euthanized dog because they can sometimes show aggression, but they're so just cute and little. I get it. And so then we ended up with 2 more. So we have 2 more. And I think I'm actually at my legal city limit of like animals. Someone made me aware of that. I was like, well, thank you.
It might be 5. Is it 4?
4. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This one's Louie.
Oh, hi, baby.
Say hi.
Have you ever gotten do you ever treat the dogs to bark box ever?
I haven't. Shh, don't tell them. They're going to think I'm a mean mom. But I hear it's amazing.
Do you get it, Emily?
Yeah, we get bark box, and like it's like the dogs know it's for them without me doing anything. It's like there's some smell that just comes off of it, and they go crazy when I bring the box in the house.
Well, now I'm gonna have to get it.
So Emily, why did you choose Chihuahuas though? What made you start with a Chihuahua?
Gosh, Dolce, she's my come here, baby.
You loved Legally Blonde, that's why, right?
So this is Dolce. She's the original. She just turned 15 on May 24th.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's a baby. I got her 15 years ago. I saw her and she looked really sad in her little picture. And I was like, she needs a good home. And then ever since I got Dolce, I've been obsessed with like their big beady eyes and their big ears. They're almost like so kind of like ugly. They're cute, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so then I kind of got obsessed, and now we have 4.
Do they all get along?
They really do. Chico, he's over there right now. He is such a cutie. He is a new rescue. He's 8. He loves to play with the others, but then when he wants his alone time, he will let you know. He gets real sassy. He kind of does look like Bruiser Woods from Legally Blonde, because he's kind of that tan fawn color. Yeah, he's real sassy. People ask me a lot of the time, so like, oh, what do you think? Like the whole fitness industry is changing. Everybody's going to be start working from home, and you need to start adapting your business model to be like at home workouts. And I struggle with that because I'm like, I'm not motivated myself to work out at home. And I'm also, it's hard to motivate others to be at home. I love people. I've always been a people person. I love community. I love classes. And so, I still think there's always going to be that value of coming together in a group class. Even if you're 12 feet apart, there's still that someone is holding you accountable to show up for something you reserved, and then you go and you're with community and people, so you feel more motivated to do it. So I think that's always going to be around, even though, Peloton's amazing, and I know people are doing that, or at home yoga workouts and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, I have to be accountable. Anytime I've ever got stuck with anything, it's because I've signed up for it, I paid for it, and I have to go, because there'll be nights that I'll stay up really late and I've signed up for that 6 o'clock class, but I'll still get up maybe hungover, and I'll go.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I do go. I mean, there's been times where I may have a couple of times here and there that I've had to cancel last minute, but Jesus, I have to be accountable somewhere. Totally. Yeah. Now, I will say the bounce class is when quarantine started, and that was, I think, your first thing that you were helping. And I got this trampoline. I did try to do a class, and that shit is hard.
It's very hard.
It is hard. And I was like, I am so glad that I did not embarrass myself in class for the first time to see what that was like. Not to say I wouldn't try it. Actually, I probably in a class would stick it out a little bit more, because you wouldn't want anybody to know that you're quitting.
Yeah. It was actually very interesting. We rented out trampolines during the shutdown, and there were clients who had never taken that class before that were like, okay, well, can I borrow a trampoline, or can I rent one? And we made little videos that they could follow. And I thought that was really fun. And it probably made them feel really good, because maybe they had wanted to try it before, but they were nervous to be in a group. And so it was something that they could be like, okay, I can feel crazy at home. So, we're really excited to be able to launch that back. I've been working on a new theme. It's going to be all about like lady power and babes and bosses and women. And songs you kind of just, you're a little bit angry, but you're also really happy, and you just want to like bounce it out and sweat and like sing to the song. So that's kind of a lady theme going on, my little jam.
That's awesome.
Do you think that because now you've kind of experimented and tested all of the online classes, do you think you'll try to, incorporate that and keep an element of that? Or do you think you'll just kind of say, no, we're going to really focus on this in-person thing because that's our specialty?
It is as probably as like photogenic as I might seem right here, right? Like this. I am very terrified to be on camera and speaking.
You're so
I'm kind of oh my gosh, no, I'm such a goober. I'm not glamorous. So I felt okay and a little bit comfortable, because I felt like these were my people. So, I think what we will probably end up doing is keeping that channel, because we do still have, clients that are a little bit more high risk and aren't, able or willing to come back. So we're going to keep that channel for them and keep adding to it. And I think it's just maybe something that we just keep adding for our clients specific only, as also, if they go on vacation and they want to keep up some workouts while they're, at the beach, if they can't take me with them, I'm always willing to go with you. I think we will keep that up, but is it something that I want to like put on an official platform and charge people I don't even know for it? No, I would never do that to those people. Like, I'm not Tracy Anderson. Like, this is not Jane Fonda quality.
You're definitely not giving yourself enough credit, because
you're awesome.
You're a performer. I think about that when I'm in class. Like the energy that you put into just making sure that people are entertained as well as educated, and keeping people on task. Like, I feel like you're on a stage every time you're up there doing that. So I think you're not giving yourself enough credit, because you are very, very good, at delivering that. And I think you're great on camera.
Thanks. I'm actually very shy. I don't know if you could even notice, but I am. So I just, my studio is my comfort bubble.
Sure.
Everyone there is so great and supportive. So it feels good to be, kind of goofy.
So did you have any, with going forward, are all your instructors staying on, or are you?
Yeah, right. Unfortunately, right now with reduced capacity and just it being a little bit slower to tick back up, we probably are about 50% on our teaching staff.
Yeah.
The good thing is 50% of our teaching staff that's not coming back, they have full-time jobs. So for them,
Right.
it's not an income struggle. And everyone has been gracious and understanding to know that I'm really been trying to prioritize my instructors who this is their full-time job. And they, they're in, contractors, independent contractors, and they've been out of work for like 2 months. And, they may not have qualified for any kind of unemployment. So I think everyone's been super understanding and gracious to say, yes, please give those teaching hours to the staff, that this is like what they do for their livelihood. And I've even taken, it's actually, sadly, it's actually been kind of nice because I am teaching a lot less now than before COVID and even during the shutdown. I was teaching so much every day, just online videos and whatnot. But I've taken kind of a step back since we opened to give my instructors that, need that income some more hours, and it's been good. Yeah.
Before Pilates, I couldn't do this, but now I can.
Woo, woo, woo.
Hey. I'm not kidding. I used to have this like stiff, like it hurt. It literally, it would only go like real slow like this, and I couldn't sleep on this side. And I swear to you, after doing Pilates, and it took like about 6 months or so to get stretched out, but now I can move it.
Well, that's how you found Pilates, right? Weren't you struggling with back issues or something?
Yeah, I've always had back issues since I was, in like high school. I have a little bit of scoliosis and bulging discs, but I've always been of the mindset, you have to sweat, you have to burn, you have to want to throw up to get a good workout. So I was like a boot camper. And then I literally, y'all, I was like in high school and in my early 20s throwing out my back, like leaned over, back issues. And my my physical therapist was like, you need Pilates. And I was like, that's lame. And then I found the reformer Pilates. I was like, what? Not lame.
Yeah.
And so yeah, now I own a studio, which is so crazy.
I mean, you've turned that studio, like when I first started, it's so different now, and it's so much larger, and it's just, I love it. I think you do such a great job.
Thanks.
It's a nice place to be, for sure.
And it smells good, right?
It smells amazing.
That's when they walk in, right? And yeah.
It's why I get this question probably more than like anything, like not like, how's my form? How's it? They're like, what is that smell? And it's it's like when you go to those hotels, like the Westin, and they have their own signature scent. We have a diffuser in the air conditioning vents, and it's a essential oil called white tea thyme, and it just smells fresh and invigorating and energizing, and it really makes a difference.
I want everyone to know how they can find you. So on Instagram, we need to tell everybody how to find you and see you.
Definitely. So our studio is IMX Pilates. So you can find us on Instagram. It's just IMX Pilates Little Rock. And we have all kinds of fun stuff on our Instagram that's great to follow. Right now, it's just kind of a weird time with classes and whatnot, but as soon as we can get going and full speed, we'll have more classes, more opportunities to join, drop in, say you saw this, podcast, and we'll give you a free class. I think that would be
that's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to meet new people. So, as long as they're nice, right? Only cool people allowed.
Right?
Honestly, we really do have so many cool people.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys.
It's a cool club.
It is.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I should have probably showered, but this is what happened today.
You look great.
Oh, you look amazing. You always
T-shirt and panties on.
Well, cheers to y'all.
Woo!
Bye. Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.